everybody, and welcome to my first video that I will be posting to YouTube. This is a Fortnite creative tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make a Fortnite prop hunt. So, I'm just going to show you how to make a simple prop hunt. I know it's a lot of prop hunts you can get codes for and type them in and whatever, but what if you want to make your own and play with your friends all the time and change up the rules, change up the map? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do just that. So, this is my, once it loads, this is my prop hunt map. It's pretty simple. I've got some houses, big shots, espresso, coffee shop, cafe, whatever you want to call it. I've got a gas station, water / power station, whatever. Anyways, I got some corn, field, grass, whatever, grass? I don't know what this is, but I've got it all around as a barrier to show people you're not supposed to go that far. If you really want to make it safer, then you can go to your devices in your creative inventory and get a barrier and edit it to make it go around, but I didn't want to do that. I tried it and it glitched out. Anyways, first thing you really want to do when you're making one is a spawn. So the spawning area I made just a little metal building, not that big or fancy or anything. It's got a bunch of spawn stuff that you'll want to place depending how many friends you have, or how many people you think will play this map if you're going to publish it. Now this is set, should be set to gameplay. They're red, not sure why. Maybe if I change it back, yeah. They get red, I don't know why. But basically, with the spawn pads, what you want to do is make sure they're all the same team. Or they don't have to be all the same team. You gotta make sure they're not the seeker team though, or hunter team, or whatever you would like to call it. You gotta make sure it's not that team. Now these will be all the props / hiders / whatever you want to call them. I've got it gameplay only, so people only spawn here when you actually start the game, not when you go here, when you just join up before you start the game. That's what I got it set to. Team 1, that's what I have for my hiders team. Priority group, none. Views island start. Visible during games. Doesn't really matter what it is. I set it to off. That's how I like it. Anyways, these all will be that way. Anyways, here, obviously they won't be able to edit or break or whatever, but this is where the one seeker will spawn. Now I've got it exact same as the other ones. The only thing is I have it set to team 2. That is my seeker / hunter team, or whatever you want to call it. That's what I have it set here. Now I have this banner here, so it's not so boring, I guess. I don't know. Player damage, I have it set to 0, so it does not kill the player when this explodes, because this explosive device right here will destroy, I believe, this wall right here, this wall, and I think it destroys this one too. It doesn't destroy these back here. I'll show you why in a minute. It destroys them after 30 seconds, so that way the seeker will be released after the 30 seconds that the hiders / props have to hide. So basically, you want set it to 0 unless you want it to deal damage to the seekers. I have my seekers actually have invincible health, so it doesn't really matter. Structure damage set to 5,000. It's a bit overkill, but just want to make sure it'll destroy the buildings. Damage indestructible buildings, yes, because I have it set so all these are indestructible, so you can't just go and break in. Just go and break his way out. I also made it so pickaxe 0 damage, just in case. Anyways, it destroys indestructible buildings. Health, I made this indestructible so the seeker doesn't just shoot it and then kill all the people right when they're still going. Blast radius 7.5, so it only destroys these and not the entire map. So that'd just be crazy. Set that to 0, not 2. Ignore team for damage, I said 2. It doesn't really matter if the Seeker's invincible. Knockback, I set to off. Explode and proximity range, off. That just makes it so if you get close to it in a certain tile, say you said it's 1 tile, if somebody gets within a tile of this, it'll explode. But I have it set to off because we don't want that. Ignore team proximity, doesn't matter if you have it set to off. 30 seconds is time to detonate from game start. So this basically just makes it so after 30 seconds, after the game starts, it will detonate. It will explode and go boom, and letting the Seeker out, or not hider. It won't let the hiders out. They're already out. The Seeker or Hunter. That's what I meant to say. Display damage numbers. After you get to this, it doesn't really matter what you put. You can go through health bar style, health bar audio, hide, HUD icon to me. It doesn't matter. Anyways, this stuff doesn't really matter. You want to make sure this says no channel, because if you do have some other stuff placed in your island, this can actually mess it up. So just make sure that it says no channel. Anyways, so now you've got the spawns all set, but what about actually making them spawn with a gun? Now you don't just go like this and just drop a ton of problematics here. It's not exactly how it works. You could do that, but they wouldn't stay there when you start the game. Or maybe you just won't start the game. Who knows? So I have this here. This is the creative, back to creative. You should probably cover this just so people, if they do escape or get out of the island, they don't like go back out of the creative island, because then they could just hide there, although I believe it would tell you if somebody left. Anyways, I suggest covering that. It doesn't matter what you cover it with, if you have buildings that are indestructible. Anyways, up here I have the team settings and inventory spawn pads placed, not spawn pads placed, but team settings and inventory pads here. Equip a few of them, just to show you in a minute. So this music box, it doesn't really matter. I just decided to put some music on. It doesn't matter at all. Now this right here is the ray gun that you need for actually turning into props. I'm now a big tree right here, and nobody will find me. No. Anyways, music doesn't matter, like I said. Here, this is the team settings and inventory. It will change how what the team does or what they need to do to win and what they spawn with. So the team name, I did hiders. You can change it to the props or whatever you want to change it to. Doesn't matter at all. Team, I said team 1, doesn't matter as long as it's not the secret team or hunter team, whatever. As long as it's not that team, it doesn't matter what team it is. Team color, doesn't matter. I set it to sky blue. I don't know why. Grant on respawn off, because this team should not be respawning unless you want them to have multiple lives. I suggest just keeping it off. Visible during games, I set it off. This doesn't really matter. Bonus ammo for weapons off. I believe I set infinite ammo, but I don't think the ray guns even need ammo. Starting health, I did full health. It doesn't really matter the health. I put 50 shields, full shield, whatever. It doesn't really matter because when you turn into a prop, you get different health. So look, if I turn into this rock, you see on my health bar down there, I have 1,000 health instead of 100 health because this rock is super duper strong. Turn this tree, I also have 1,000 health. How about this? Is it all 1,000? It's all 1,000, unless you turn into something really small, like maybe one of these. Now I'm 195 health. 871. Not 873, 871. Anyways, you get the idea. It doesn't really matter because they'll just change, their health will change depending on what they have. Shields will matter because you don't get different shields, but you do get more or less shields. Instant reload I've off. They don't need to reload anyways. Infinite ammo I set on. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. Infinite resource I set off. I don't need this team build. I don't want anybody building while we're playing this. Otherwise it could really be distracting. Keep items eliminated off, so that way when they do get killed, and switch to the hunter / seeker team, they don't keep their ray gun. It takes away their ray gun and gives them the 6-shooter that I have given to the hunters. Anyways, fall damage is set to off. Gravity I set normal. Jump fatigue I set off because I don't like jump fatigue. Any of these settings, it doesn't really matter. Player flight I set off because if they were to have flight, it would be really hard to hit them with a 6-shooter. It'd be really hard. Player's name and location I put always high so the seeker doesn't just know exactly where they are. Glider redeploy set off. Down but not out set to default. Allow building set off because again I don't really need them building. Respawn time set 3 seconds. Doesn't really matter what you set as long as it's not like, can you go, how high can you actually, can you go higher? 30 seconds is the highest. I set it to 3 seconds. Spawns is set 1, so whenever they die, like this, after last spawn, they go to team 2. So they will go, and whenever they die, be at team 2. They'll switch to team 2, which I have chosen for my seeker team. You can make a team 16 be your seeker team. I don't know, I just set it team 2, 1 and 2, super easy. Max initial team size, it doesn't really matter. If you have more than whatever friends, I suggest just putting it on unlimited just to be safe. It doesn't, as long as you have a higher number, it doesn't matter. Initial team size ratio, I set it to don't override. Beat the time to win, I set on. That means they, when the time of the game runs out, the hiders will win. Eliminations to end. The seekers are invincible, so they don't get eliminations set off. Objectives end. Collect items end. If you want them to have to collect coins to win instead of having time, that they have to stay hidden, you can totally do that. Or it can be coin, bacon, I think it's nuclear power cells or something like that. I don't know, whatever you want. I see people do collect items to win. Score to win, you can make certain stuff give them scores. I just set that off. Spawn location, spawn pads, so they actually spawn where they're supposed to. Health granted elimination, you don't need that because they don't kill people. Damage self on hit amount, they don't damage people, so it doesn't matter. Allow item drop, I just set it to no. Maximum building resources set to 0 because I don't want them building. Allow item pickup set no. Harvest rate elimination scores all can be 0. Spawning anytime I set to 30 seconds. So somehow if the seeker does escape before then, they're invincible for 30 seconds after they spawn. So you can go ahead and hit accept on that. And now your hider / prop team is fully set and ready to go. There's only 2 more things you'll need to do. Well, 3 if you include finding friends to play with you and actually hitting the start button, but whatever. Place another one down and set a 6-shooter on it. I'll show you how to do it. All you do to make them spawn with it is drop the weapon or item. You can drop whatever you want. You can put consumable gallery, you can put all sorts of weapons, consumables, you can put whatever you want. You can make him have 50 billion prop-o-matics, whatever you want. Anyways, I named them Seekers. You can do or Hunters, whatever you want. I set them Team 2, it doesn't matter, as long as it's not the Hider team, you're fine. Team color, doesn't matter, I set red, orange. Grant on respawn, no, they don't respawn. I guess you could set it on. They don't respawn, it doesn't really matter, because they're invincible. Visible during games, doesn't really matter if it's farther away. I mean, it doesn't matter at all. Bonus ammo for weapons, I made them have infinite ammo, so it doesn't matter. Starting health, invincible. Max health 1, so you don't have a huge health bar. Full shields, no shields, so you don't have a big health bar. Instant reload, I set off, so they don't just instantly reload every time they reload. Otherwise, the props would have no chance of escaping. Infinite ammo on. Infinite resources I set off, because again, I don't really want them building. Keep items when eliminated, I set on. It doesn't really matter, they won't get eliminated, so they're invincible, but whatever. Fall damage set off. Gravity normal. Jump fatigue I set off because, like I said, it's annoying when it's on. Player flight off, otherwise they'd be able to just find all the props super easily. Player name and location always shows, that way the props actually can see where the seeker is, but the seeker can't see where they are. So it's kind of nice sometimes when you're a prop. Glider redeploy set off. Down but not out is set to default. Allow building off. Respawn time set to 3 seconds. You set it, but it doesn't matter. They won't respawn. Spawns infinite. It doesn't really matter because they won't have to respawn anyways. After last spawn, go to spectator. It doesn't really matter. Set in team 2, just like they were. It doesn't really matter. Max initial team size, I suggest setting this to unlimited or 16, cause just so that way it doesn't say, oh sorry, there's not enough room on this team for you to go there, and it just messes the game up. Initial team size ratio, don't override, whatever, beat the time to win off. Eliminations to end, so this is key, so that way when you kill kill off all the props, that you actually win, and it doesn't just not do anything. So if you have 2 people playing, you need to have this on 1, because one of those people will be the seeker and one of those people will be the props. So whenever you kill the prop, that counts as elimination, and then it ends the game. But if you have more people being props, you just need to set this to however many people are hiding. So I just have it set to 1 because last time I played it was just me and my friend, so it was still set to 1. Objectives and set to 0 because they won't be completing objectives. Collect items and they're not collecting anything. I don't have those placed. Score to end, we're not scoring. Spawn location, I have spawn pads that actually spawn where they're supposed to. Health grant elimination, doesn't matter, they're invincible. Again, I don't want them building, so I have wood, stone, and metal all set to 0 so they don't get any materials. Damage self and hit amount 0. Damage, this all can just set, don't override. Pickaxe only, doesn't matter because we don't want them damaging themselves. I don't know if it still does it even when they're invincible. I don't think it does. Again, don't want them building, so maximum building resources set to 0. Allow item drop, no. Allow item pickup. I've actually played where I accidentally dropped my gun when I was trying to shoot a prop, and then they got away while I was picking up the gun. It was very sad. Allow item pickup, I set to no, so somehow if something drops, they don't pick it up. Whatever, harvest rate, 0. Elimination score, 0. Spawn immunity time, 0, because they don't need immunity. You can, and it also makes them glowing, and it's a little annoying sometimes. So you can just hit accept, and you're pretty much ready to go. There's one more thing that you will need to do to make sure that it's an actual prop hunt. What you're going to need to do is go to your menu here and hit My Island. So game, I have voice chat set to all so you can actually hear everybody and talk to everybody. Teams custom. This makes it so that way, like, you can choose your own teams before the game starts. You get to go and choose your own team. So this sets how many players are divided into teams. From free for all, every player their own, co-op, all players on the same team, a set number of teams, or custom, players remain on the same teams they were on before the game started. So spawns, I set, it doesn't matter because I have it overriding with those things. After the last one, doesn't matter. Total rounds 1, unless you want more rounds, I just set it to 1. Team rotation, I set disabled. Time limit, whatever you want the time limit, I set it to 5 minutes, so the seeker gets 4.5 minutes to seek, because the props get 30 seconds to hide. So fastest time when set disabled, eliminations to end, well, it's set on the team settings and inventory. Creature elimination, whatever, this can all be off, or just, yeah, off. Last standing, make sure that is off, otherwise they'll screw with the game. Join in progress, I just set spectate. So when people join when the game is in the middle of a game, they just spectate. Spawn location, spawn pads, just make sure. Post-game spawn location, I set island start. Auto start, I set off, you can change that if you want. Vehicle trick score, the multiplier doesn't matter. Allow out of bounds, I set off because it gets annoying sometimes when you accidentally fly out of it. And I think this doesn't matter for prop hunt in particular. Allow spectating other teams, I guess say yes, it doesn't matter. Elimination score 0. Now to the game settings. This stuff here doesn't matter. I set to 12 p.m. That is noon, lunchtime, or maybe you don't eat lunch at noon. I don't know. It's normally around the brightest time of the day, so I just set it to noon. That's 12 p.m. So that way, it should be as bright as it can. Light brightness set to default. You can set it to 100%, and stuff is really bright, but I'm just setting it to default. So it's better. Light color, you can actually change the white color. I can change it to blue, and everything looks blue more. And you can put fog on. It's all sorts of stuff you can do. Fog color, I can make blue fog. You can see a little bit. It's crazy when you set it to 100%. You can barely see anything. And you have to walk or fly up. Okay, I'm lost. I need to use my mini map. Okay. Go ahead and delete that. That was just an example. Now I'm gonna change that back. Anyway, starting health I set to 100% health. Doesn't matter. We have we have the overriding the player spawn, or not spawn pads, but the team and inventory overriding it, so it doesn't matter. Starting shields, right, max shields. We've all set we set these and the other ones. So harvest style, it doesn't matter. We're not building anything, but for those of you who don't have Save the World, I do have it. I bought the Founders Pack. But Save the World, you actually only do 25 damage a hit to stuff, and when you hit the blue thing, it does 50. So it's a lot. It's harder to break stuff. Creative, obviously that's creative and playground. You get a ton of mats from getting it, and Battle Royale is just the normal Battle Royale harvesting style. Allow building off, this doesn't matter, it's all building can destroy environment. No, that means if you do build that it destroys some of the environment. I just set it to no. Environment damage off, so that means you can't destroy any building or anything. Pickaxe building damage, none. So that way it doesn't get destroyed. Down but not out, I set off. Keep items eliminated, keep. I said it's overridden, so it doesn't matter. Allow items to be dropped. Jeez. Allow items to be dropped. Yes. No. We have it overridden, so it doesn't really matter. Allow item pickup, it's overridden with the team settings inventory. Respawn time doesn't matter. This is all overwritten by the other stuff. Flight speed doesn't matter. There's no flying. Health granted elimination, 0, it doesn't matter, it's all overridden here. Allow manual respawning. I set it to yes in case it's glitched. This means you can basically, if I set it to yes, that means basically I can go here and hit respawn. You see, if I set it to, oops, I just changed a bunch of settings. If I go to all the way back to the bottom, say no. Oops, I did something wrong. Oh, there we go. That's better. I can go here. Oh, I can still hit respawns because we're not in the game. But I'm going to change that back to yes. Let's hit apply. Now, UI settings, this doesn't really matter. This is more personal of what you want. So I have time is count down instead of counting up. It's basically a timer. Count down is a timer. Count up is a stopwatch. It's basically what they are. So I set it to count down because that's what you do. You do need to have it this way. Game winner display time doesn't matter. You can set. That means it will show. It will say A block arrow 1, and it'll display that for 4 seconds. And if a game score display time is set at 15 seconds. Doesn't matter. You can change it however you want. Round winner display time don't show. We don't have it. We don't have rounds, so it doesn't really matter. Round score doesn't matter. HUD type, you can set it to default. Would probably be the best. Scoreboard win condition, it doesn't really matter. We already have it kind of overwritten. Tiebreakers, it doesn't matter. Map display widget, I have it on the scoreboard. You can do default map if you want. Show island code watermark, so it shows the code on the top. Like, but I don't have a code on this map because I can't upload maps. Set prop hunt. Permissions, I just have private. You can change that however you want. It doesn't matter. Island tools, yeah. You know what? You officially have made a prop hunt. Well, as soon as you make all the places to hide. Now, I'm gonna show you a really cool trick. I have the best spot ever. So say you're a prop. Let me get my prop-o-matic. The best place to hide, I'd say, well, if you get a doorbell right here, you can actually turn into the doorbell, and you're so tiny. The only thing is you can ring yourself, and it sometimes gets annoying. But like literally, you can go up here. I can hide behind this couch. Like, I'm so tiny. But the only thing is they can see, if they get close enough to you, they can actually, the seekers can actually ring you. So it might not be the best because the seekers can actually ring you, and then they'll know that doorbells don't obviously go behind couches normally. So they'll know you're there. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. You can now say that you've made a prop hunt. Let's close all these doors. So yeah, that's it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, make sure you do hit that like and subscribe button. Well, you don't have to hit the subscribe, but make sure, if you did like this video, leave a like. I mean, if you like this video, you don't leave dislikes. That's not normally how it works. Unless you're crazy. It's like, I love this video, I'm gonna give it a dislike. Doesn't make sense. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.